There's nothing holding God back. And in reality, there's little holding you back, but maybe excuses. Now when homework starts piling up, I'm like, I don't even want to, I'm not even in the mood right now. It's like, I'm not in the worship vibe. I'm in my feelings, this is different. It's like, I don't want to, I don't feel it. I was like, I just want to go to sleep, whatever, right? Just trying to escape. And so there's no excuse. None. Jesus took it all away. He's coming after you. The question is, are you going to come after him? And guys, that's kind of the point of what we wanted to kick off a new series. And it's called In the World. And it's an idea, it's a series that we're going to do for the next 4 weeks. Right? So first month of school. Right? It's called In the World. If you've got 2020, you can read Connecting Without Compromising Your Faith. Like, how can you connect with God without having to compromise your faith? Or I'm going to say it a little differently. How can I remain faithful in a faithless environment? How can I be faithful in a faithless environment? Now, you know this to be true if you go to school or going to work. How can I be faithful in a faithless environment? And it doesn't matter if you go to a Christian school or not, because raise your hand. I know some of y'all go to Christian school. Raise your hand and go to Christian school, like maybe like 10. Half of y'all go to Christian school. Everybody else go to public school. Guess what? We got the same kids in private school and public school. It's just we got less of them. All right, that's all it is. All right? I mean, that's all it is. And so look, even in a Christian school, there can be faithless people. All my Christian school folk, am I right on that? Am I right on that? All my Christian school, You can have in a Christian school faithless people. All right? I mean, those are the first ones who ever offered me drugs or this or that. Anyone who ever offered me to compromise my faith were my Christians at my school, Christians at my church. Okay? The first ones to ever get me to compromise my faith. The first ones, and that's horrible to say, the first ones who ever caused me to compromise my faith were Christians in the school. Christians in quotes, or Christians in the church. So, thing is, guys, and I ain't ragging on Christians here. That's not the deal. Right? The focus is you. That's all you can control. How can you remain faithful in a faithless environment? I'm going to ask a couple questions. You answer me. All right? Can a person connect with God without having to compromise their faith? Is it possible? Yeah. All right? Is it possible? Yes or no? Is it possible to remain faithful in a faithless environment? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
It is. All right? It is possible. In fact, guys, that answer is a short answer, and there's actually two different answers, but it's the same thing. Can you remain faithful in a faithless environment? One answer is yes. The other one-word answer, Jesus.
Amen.
He's the reason why you can say yes. God is the reason why you can say, yes, I can. I don't have to fear this being taken from me. This life that I have from God, this joy, all of this. There ain't nothing that's going to take it from me, because God's grip is way better than anybody else's grip.
Amen.
Right? So the thing is, and I want to hit y'all up at, right there, all right? Because look, ain't no devil even going to take it from you,
Amen.
but you can show you can give it up. You ain't going to lose it. You ain't going to wake up one day and like, oh, no, where did I put Jesus? Where'd I go? Oh, where did my joy go? Where'd my hope go? Ow, I lost my phone, or something like that. You don't got to wake up one day like you're afraid you lost it, and you just woke up and what happened. You can, though, release it. And usually, the enemy's going to make it just a little. See, here's the thing. If your enemy is so patient, right? So patient. He don't care if you're you're feeling this and you're singing, and like they're fine. They're just waiting for you to they're waiting for that one moment just to get you just a little. And then just a little. 5 less minutes. This. One you miss here, you miss it. Just a little. They patient, waiting to wear you down. But the good news is the Bible says we have a God who doesn't tire, who doesn't sleep, who doesn't wear out, tire out, none of that. All right? That's our God. And so one of the things that we're going to look at right here, guys, and in this world, over the next 4 weeks, we're going to look at somebody that was in your spot. Somebody in the Bible that was literally your age, very similar situations, not really, but kind of. And we're going to do this real quick. His name was Daniel. Some of y'all know Daniel, Lion's Den, Daniel. All right? When Daniel pops up into the scene, he has a whole book about it. When Daniel pops out of the scene, he's like y'all's age, 14, teenager, right? And he has a crazy culture shock, worse than any of y'all's. In fact, let's read it a little bit. Let's look at Daniel 1 through 7. We're going to read this quick, and I'm going to break something down with you and give you something to hold on to, something to think about. Whether you start school today, you got it tomorrow, Friday, or past go Monday. Okay, y'all got time still. All right, so let's look. Let's look at Daniel 1 through 7. In the third year, this is the very beginning of the book of Daniel. In the third year of King Jehoiakim, king of Judah, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, came to Jerusalem and besieged it. So they're being invaded, all right, by an army. They're about to be conquered, taken over. Jerusalem is the last stronghold. It's the capital city. So they're trying to take it out. Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon trying to besiege and take over everything. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hands. God said, hey, y'all, okay, you're going to lose. I'm telling you now, all right? I want Nebuchadnezzar to defeat you, conquer you, because you guys have compromised your faith horribly. And this was your choice. This is what you wanted? All right, here we go. So God allowed this to happen. God allows bad things to happen? No, if we choose it. Sometimes, guys, I like to say it this way. Sometimes God has to get through you to get to you. Sometimes he has to allow your decisions and the ramifications of what you've done to finally break you just to get an opening and be like, oh, there's my, all right, now I got a spot where my love can go in there. So he allowed this to happen. All the vessels in the house of God were taken. I mean, everything, the beautiful things of God that we use for worship, isn't that all gone, stolen? And he brought them all to the land of Shinar in Babylon, to the house of his god, Nebuchadnezzar's false god, a demon. And he placed the vessels in the treasury of his demon god, Babylon. Then the king commander of Ashpenaz, I don't even know if I said that, his chief eunuch, he said, hey, bring me some people of Israel. He wasn't just happy bringing some of the stuff. He said, yo, I want some people. Look at the people, both of the royal family and nobility, keep on going, youth without blemish, of good appearance, skillful in all wisdom, endowed with knowledge, understanding, learning, and competent to stand in the king's palace and to teach. All right, these are the people we all hate. The beautiful people who are super talented in everything they do. It was like, oh my gosh. It's like, you know what we all like? Some of y'all those people. Okay? A lot of us, you're annoying. Okay? Because like, oh, not only are you smart, not only are you athletic, not only can you play 20,000 instruments, and you're pretty. Jeez, man. Oh my gosh. It's like, I'm losing it. Why bother now? Why bother? There's some, you know people like that, right? You know people like that. So the king of Babylon says, yo, I want the best of the best of the best of Israel. I want the best of their teenagers and young adults. I want them all. Bring them to me. What are we going to do? We're going to teach them literature and language of the Chaldeans and the Babylonians. He keeps on. The king assigned them daily portions from the food that the king ate, so from his table, and the wine that he drank. They were to be educated for 3 years, and at the end of that time, they were to stand before the king. Among these were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah of the tribe of Judah. And the chief eunuch gave them new names. Daniel called Belshazzar. Hananiah he called Shadrach. Mishael he called Meshach. Azariah called Abednego. Leave that there. So, just catching up. Here's a big culture shock. Here's a bunch of people literally now taking slaves to another space. And I want you to catch these little details, guys. Look, God's word is specific for a reason. What happens? What was the enemy trying to do with these young people? Number one, hey, they got to go to school for 3 years. We got to re-educate them. What did that mean? Hey, look, they got to forget about their Jewish heritage. They got to forget about their Jewish history. Forget about their Jewish literature. All of that. Y'all going to be a Chaldean now. Y'all going to learn how to think like a Babylonian, eat like a Babylonian, talk like a Babylonian, get accent like a Babylonian. That old life is done. This is you now. This is the new you now. All right? We call that, re-education or whatever, manipulation, whatever it is. But why did they do this? Well, by the way, this was common practice. Why did kings do this? Number one, it was a way of just showing, hey, we got the best of the best, and they us now. They on our team, so y'all need to fall in line. You see that? So the enemy wanted to go for the best of the best, to say, hey guys, look, that was good and all back in the day, but now we here, hey, things aren't that bad. They would eat from the king's table, which was the best food that you can get. Why? To sway them. And you're like, and before, back when we were eating them Jewish food, we were eating lamb. Lamb's good, we were eating pomegranates. It's like, they feeding us bacon. Have you ever had bacon? I was like, I know, we never had bacon. So, by the way, I don't know if you know, it's a joke, okay, whatever, Jews couldn't eat pork. And so there it is. And so they're like, we eating bacon for the first time. We got meat this for the first time. What is this? Oh, it's a new world. Oh, this is nice. This is nice for me. Back then, I was like, whoa, this is good. And so they're exposed to others saying, hey, yo, our side's better. Our side's better. Yo, just leave that alone. Leave that back. We offer you, man, we're going to give you something that you couldn't get back there. And not only did they give them new, they had to train their minds to think differently, act differently, change the culture of who they were. They even gave them new names, right? And by the way, every name in Jewish history, in Jewish culture, matters. Because every name is a representation of your character. Okay, that when Jews would put a name on somebody, it was actually prophetic, okay? Every name in Jewish culture, if they gave you a name, it was like a double-edged sword. The name either meant something positive or it meant something negative. So it was like saying, yo, are you going to be this or are you going to be this? It's your choice on how your name will play out in your life. So all of these names meant something. Daniel. Oh my gosh, I actually wrote this down. It's so cool to see. Let me see if I have it here. All of these names, Daniel, Mishael, what is the other one? Hananiah, and Azariah. All of them, let's see if I have it here. All of them had they were all connected to God. Here, let me read it to you. So, this is just a cool detail. Y'all need to know. All right. Daniel means God is my judge. Hananiah means the Lord shows grace. Mishael means who is what God is. Like, ain't nobody like God. That's Mishael. And Azariah means the Lord helps me. Now, you know what the new names, which when I was in school, I never knew of Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. That we always learned it as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Anybody like, yeah, that's who I learned it from. Do you guys know that those Babylonian names, Belshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, all of them are related to a Babylonian demon. Babylonian god. Each and every one of those names. Wow. Yo, Belshazzar, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego were all Babylonian names attached. Each one of them were names attached to a Babylonian god. So, what was the enemy trying to get them to do? Replace the king, new history, new culture, new truth. It's Babylonian truth now, not Judean truth, it's Babylonian truth, new truth, and a new identity, a new God. A new God. Guys, even though that was back then, bro, it still works the same way. Your enemy has the same strategy. They want you little by little through what you do, how you talk, what you're educated by, with your entertainment, what you do. They are little by little trying to get you to think differently than what the truth says. Every little lie. Alicia was pointing out a lie. Oh my gosh, she was like, what about today? The enemy is going to try to get you to buy into lies, rejecting the truth. The enemy is going to try to get you to replace God as your source and then replace you with a different king. Maybe it's popularity, maybe it's significance, maybe it's the trophies, it's the accolades of your sports, maybe it's your academics. Oh, this is what gives me life. This gives me life. Maybe it's the attention, boys and girls, whatever. Just getting that gives me life, that gives me significance and worth and purpose. The enemy's going to try to get you, you away from God, and you start feeding on all that, right? But then he's going to try to disconnect you from God as much as possible and replace God. The same way they replace their names with something else. And so, see, all of this one cool thing, guys, that we know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, because we see the whole story. You guys know that these guys, these four buddies, four best friends, do you know that they never made it back to Israel? God never brought them back. At one point, Israel got to return. That we know of, these four guys never did. But you know what we do know? That the fact that they were here for over 70 years, they actually lived. Daniel lived this whole time. The 70 years that they were there, never once did they compromise their faith. And they actually worked for the king himself. They were so good, so smart. They held to their God. They never, even though they gave him a different name, they never replaced God in their heart. Amen. Even though they had a new name, they didn't have a new king. They actually, next week, we're going to talk detail about kind of what happened, a little bit with the food and this and that. But the good news, guys, is that these guys never failed. They held their faith to the end. We're going to talk about some of the stories that years later, as adults, what happened. Years later, and we see that, they didn't compromise their faith. In fact, they were stronger. How did they do that? How did they do that? Well, a few reasons, guys. Number one, they kept to their God. They didn't let go of God. They didn't abandon God like everybody else. Didn't matter all the education they went to. They went to school, but they never forgot who they were. In fact, there's three super key questions. Questions that all of you, each one of you are struggling to answer. Still struggling. Hey, you know what? Guess what? Adults do. Who am I? What's my identity? Where do I belong? Do I belong? Okay? Well, what kind of community do I belong to? And can I make a difference? Meaning, do I have a purpose? Well, who am I? Where do I belong? And can I make a difference? See, the enemy wants you to replace all those answers with a lie. They don't want you to know who you are in Christ. They don't want you to know who you are and where you belong, which is the family of God. They don't want you to know that you have a God-given purpose. They don't want you to think that, no, all that's disqualified. And you know where we find all those answers? God himself. We find all those answers with him, in who he is, and in his word. And so, there's this Bible verse, guys, that Jesus, see, all these guys knew something. And Jesus actually pointed out. Do we have John left? Can we put John, I think it's John 17. Look at what Jesus said years later. Jesus says this, I don't ask that you take them out of the world. He's praying for us. This is right before he goes to the cross. His prayer. I mean, think about it. I'm like, all right, Jesus, they're about to hit me in the hands. And, oh my gosh, it's going to be good. Oh, help me, please, because it's going to hurt. This is going to hurt. It's not going to be fun. You know what Jesus' prayer was before he went to bat for us on the cross? Was this. He said, Lord, I don't ask that you take any of my followers out of this world, but Lord, that you keep them from evil. They are not of this world, just as I am not of this world. Sanctify them in the truth, for your word is truth. As you sent me into this world, I have sent them into the world. And for their sake, I consecrate myself, that they also may be sanctified in the truth. Some of y'all might not like that prayer. I'm like, whoa, Jesus, you mean there was a way out? Yo, we could have been out believing Jesus. Go to heaven. Oh, hey, there we are, right? And so it's that was a shortcut. That was a shortcut? What do you mean, don't take us out? I still got to go to school. I got to take a test. Oh my gosh. I was like, what do you mean? I was like, don't take us out. All right? See, God said, Lord, don't take them out. In fact, I'm sending them. Do you guys know that you're sent? Amen. And God has a purpose, that he wants to use you, and there's things that you can do that, no, like I said at camp to everybody, there's nobody better at being you than you, because God made you unique. There's nobody better at being you than you. There ain't nobody that can fulfill your God's purpose for your life other than you, because it is designed for you. God said, I'm sending them. But my prayer, Lord, is that, look, I want them to know they are in this world, but they are not of this world. And that's good news, y'all. I want you to listen to that. They are in this world, not of this world. And how can they keep, what was his goal? Your Lord, keep them from evil, sanctify them, purify them, protect them, keep them on point. And guys, how did Jesus say, how do we get sanctified and all that? Look, did you catch it? Consecrate myself. Sanctify them in what? Sanctify them in what? And what is the truth? He said the blank is the truth. What is it?
Word.
Word. Yo, you wanna see that? You wanna see what God gave you? Be hotter, right? When your finals and you were before the first day of school, you want to see this hotter? Yo, feed it wood, feed it fire. Yo, feed it the gasoline and the wood that's right here. Just feed it. It's it. It's like, this is how am I going to keep? How am I going to lose this? How am I going to find more of God, discover more of God? Start here. Start right here. Because the truth of who you are, the truth of who you really are, the truth of where you belong, the truth of what purpose, the difference you can make, it's all found in truth. That's why the devil, just like he tried to do with these four, try to replace the truth with a lie, but that's up to you. It's up to you. You find the truth. You're going to know the truth. Ain't going to go anywhere. And so here's this. I want you to look at this bottom line. I got one line and then the other one. I want you to remember this. This is what Jesus was saying. Look, stop right there. You are in this world, but this doesn't make you of it. Catch this. You are in it. That doesn't make you of it. It sounds a little funny. I'm like, what do you mean? Well, look, we're here, right? We're breathing the air. We're here. We live on earth. But you are more than this. You are more than what you see, more than what you feel, more than what you experience. See, guys, death is not our final destination. If you put your faith in God, death is not the final destination. You are meant for more than this. You are meant for more than this. You are in this world, but it doesn't make you of it. That means that when you fall and you sin, it's different. It's different. You can get up before you can rise above, stronger, faster, better, because you ain't like with the old you. You ain't in this, you're not of this world. You're cut from a different cloth. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you're from now, you're a chip off a different block. Off of God. Different. And so that means we ought to be different. Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, Daniel, these guys, Mishael, Hananiah, I don't even know what to call them, whatever, all these guys, they stood out. They were in a new land, but they knew, we're not of this. We got a different God, we're from a different people. We hear, but we know we ain't of this. It's different. And so here's my challenge to you as you start school tomorrow, or if you already started, or you go on Friday or Monday. Do you want to compromise your faith, or do you want to keep on connecting with God? Do you want to remain faithful in a faithless environment? Here it is, guys. Ready? Repeat after me. Keep to your king. Say it. Keep to your king.
Keep to your king.
Keep to your king. Guys, because he's the one. Keep to your king through his word. Keep to your king in worship. Keep to your king in your prayer life. All right? Keep to your king. You keep to your king. You keep to his ways. All right? He is right there. He ain't going to let you slip. If you do slip and fall, he's going to be right there to pick you up. You keep to his ways. The only reason why these four were able to be faithful in a faithless environment is because they kept to their king who was faithful. They were faithful because they held on to a God who is faithful. And I love this. So don't lose this right here, guys. Because here's where, we're going to end with this. I promise. Here's where, a little subtle, super subtle. You might not think it's a big deal. Alright, ready? Some of the older ones will be like, oh, yep. You want to keep to your king? Okay. Here's the one thing that can keep you back. Okay? If you want to keep to your king, it's the one thing that can keep you back. So many people want to make a difference in this world, but no one wants to make different friends. Oh, right? No, I want to make a difference. I want to make a difference in this world. Why did I make a difference in this world? God's like, you got to choose different friends. Because these friends are keeping you from coming to me, keeping you from truth. They feeding you lies. Now, am I saying you got to cut everybody out your life? No, we're called to love everybody. I can't hang out with certain people? No, you can hang out with people. I don't want you. We ought to be a light in a dark place, guys. Listen. No one told me, hey, have Christian friends. In fact, when I was little, sometimes I always heard the opposite. I was like, nah, the devil. No, forget them. It was like, no, only your holy roly crew. That's it. Your holy clique. Nothing else. Now, we are called to be light into a dark place, but listen, your closest crew, your squad, y'all got to be on point, same mission.
Amen.
All right? Your squad, your true squad, all right? They got to be feeding you life, feeding you truth. Daniel, Mishael, Hananiah, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they're easier. They made it so long because they weren't alone.
Amen.
They had each other. When one fell, boom, three more right there. Even when three fell, one was right there, boom, get back up. And this is what youth group, this is what campus, this is what all we do is about. All right? Solidify that squad. So when you go out there, you're not being influenced, you are influencing others. People are seeing something different in you and be like, I'm sick and tired of seeing you always smiling, bro. Seriously, what is it? I'm sick and tired of you. We're just lost right now. I'm like, how you still like this? I was like, look, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of faking it with you, but you look real to 100%. What is it? Oh, I'll tell you. All right? You want to keep to your king? Look to your friends. Look to the closest friends. That's who you need. All right? That right there. But if you keep to your king, you ain't got to worry about losing that fire because you got the source of that fire just breathing in you. But this is you. Ain't nothing, shadow you won't light up coming after me. So my question to you is, are you coming after God? Are you keeping to him? Because he's keeping himself. You keep to him, keep to your king. And you got to lose. You're never going to lose a thing. Okay? You can remain faithful in a faithless environment if you keep to your king, who is faithful. So we want to wrap up today. I want to pray with you guys. You guys come here. Yeah, we got 2 minutes. Yep.
Yeah. Real quick, guys. So yesterday I was going to my school because I had to pay for some stuff or whatever. There was a whole bunch of hassles of going through. The point is, like, I needed the paper. Fees were due today, right? If you didn't pay your fee, your class would be dropped, and then you have to re-register. And it's a whole semester wasted, and time there is no time to waste. Time is life is short. Anyway, so I get to the place that they told me I needed the paper, and I'm just like, are you kidding me? I waited 3 hours in this line of lobby to tell me that I'm missing a paper. I was heated, bro. I was so mad. I was like, are you kidding me? So mad that it really just disturbed me. Like, I didn't want nothing to do with God. I know for Christian music, and I was just like, nope, I'm not even going to listen to nothing. I'm going to be amargado the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? I was just heated. Even though I got to my house, I ate, and I'm still heated. You know what I'm saying? And it just bugged me the whole time, bro. So I'm telling you now, there's gonna be times where you're gonna be, either heated, either in the dumps, in the fields. You know what I did? You gotta read the word until you feel better. Literally read the word until you feel better. There's no other way around it. I literally read, I was just like, oh, I was in a bad mood, I didn't even want to read Psalms. So I guess I'm just like, and as soon, little by little, breathing that gasoline, getting that fire back in me, that wood that I needed because it burnt out a little bit, okay? I was just like, yo, let me get that in. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? 10 minutes pass by, I'm still not feeling better. I think about it like this, the word is food, right? Spiritual food, right? If you want to get bigger physically, you gotta eat a lot, consume more calories, fellas out there. You gotta eat more to get bigger, okay? Same thing spiritually. If you want to get big spiritually, you want to get stronger spiritually, you gotta eat more. Okay, that's your spiritual food right there, okay? So basically, I'm still mad, and I feel no different, so what I have to do, I have to keep on eating. I'm just like, I'm not gonna leave this book until I feel better. Sure enough, after X amount of time, I felt better. I'm like, yo, I'm getting sleepy, I'm good, thank you, Jesus. And that's what I conclude, bro. When you guys are in the dumps, in the fields, when you're mad, when you're frustrated, when you don't feel like reading the word, that's when you need to read the word. And you read the word until you feel better. Because it will feel better. I promise you that. God is not gonna let you down. That's it.
And hold on, Mateo, you also reached out to your squad.
You didn't just do that. You also reached out. They was like, hey, y'all pray for me around because
I texted in the group chat, to leave the group chat. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm heated. I need some God to open some doors because I don't know how to make it. If God doesn't show up, I'm screwed. That's literally what I told them.
Okay.
I need y'all to help me out. And so I did. And then so now God opened up a door. My classes are paid.
Amen.
Right now for the first semester, but it's all good because I'm gonna take it one day at a time.
They held to their God and they held to each other. And so this is why we're doing what we're doing, not just camp, but we got some at my house Friday, why we got some at the end of this month, why we got something, at least one thing every month. Every Wednesday we're here. Every Sunday we got 2 services. You can pick. I'm feeling Spanish, a little Spanish today. I'm feeling a little American today. You can switch. Yeah, we got English services, Spanish over there, whatever you want to do. And so, see, why do we do that? To give you as many points of contact and connection so you can do it. And yo, if some of you guys I know, if you got which we'll do this right when we leave. If you guys do have Snapchat, we can add you to this group where literally one person was like, yo, I'm feeling this today. I don't know why. And we love just seeing that group just blow up of just y'all encouraging each other. Okay, when y'all take pictures of your feet, I don't get it. But listen, we love it when, we're just seeing y'all naturally. Oh, hey, I'm feeling this, bro. God got you, whatever. Bible verses, boom, 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 boom. That's so nice. That's awesome. So whether you want to, maybe if you're not in Snapchat, you this, you that, there's a ton of ways you can connect. Find somebody. If you came with somebody today, get their number and you'll figure it out, right? You want to get on a text group. You want to do this. You just want to know. You don't have to be alone. Yo, they made it because they weren't alone. They had each other and they had their God. And they kept to their king, and the king kept to his promises. Listen to that. The king will always keep to his promises. You got to keep to that king.